Hey there, booze fans. We are back. We have another Wild Turkey single barrel. This one is a Kentucky Spirit, and it's called the Pickle. So, a couple of things. One, what's the difference between a Kentucky Spirit and a Russell's Reserve? And that is proof. A Kentucky Spirit is 101 proof. Russell's Reserve is 110 proof. And that's it. So, why do we choose some to be Kentucky Spirits and some to be Russell's Reserves? Well, that comes down to the fact of, does it taste better when we add more water to it? So, for example, the pastry chef, I would have left completely at cast strength if I could have, but they don't have that option. So, down to 110 proof is where she went. But the pickle tasted better with the addition of water, so it became a Kentucky Spirit. Now, why do we call it the pickle? We called it the pickle because you get a little bit of dill on the nose, and then at the very end of this bourbon, you get pickle. You get dill, you get the kind of the bread pickle taste to it. And it stays and it lingers and it's lovely. Eddie Russell said he had never encountered that note so strongly in any barrel before. And the man has tasted 400 billion barrels, 50 barrels a day for 39 years. I think that's 4 billion. I don't have a calculator, but it's a lot. So, all right. So once again, Glencairn glass. That's my preferred glass for tasting. It's also the glass used to select these barrels. So when we're at the distillery, Eddie bangs barrel open, puts the thief in, pulls the thief out, starts putting in whoever's glass is there and ready. Right into the Glencairn glass, I take a sniff. I take some notes on my phone. I take a sip. If it's interesting, I take another sip. If it's not, I don't. Then I add a little bit of water, right, and see what that does. And then we decide. Maybe it's an asterisk. Maybe it'll come back later. So the pickle was one that we decided we were going to come back later and see. But as we were ending the day, I just knew I had to have it. Right? Not just because it was, pickle, or because it was odd, but because I thought that it really worked, and for people that like that taste, it could potentially be their favorite bourbon ever. So, once again, we notice this nice amber color that comes from aging, right? So, it's over 9 years old. Going in and out and in and out of that oak, pulling that color out. Right. Beautiful. Now we take our first sniff. So there we have a little bit of that bread and a little bit of that dill. Right. Not an overpowering nose. Right. Even at cast strength, the nose on this was somewhat mild. Okay. First sip. So I'm getting those classic wild turkey baking spices, some black pepper, some nutmeg, a little cardamom, and then, just as you're about to say, Keith, your titles are usually spot on, but I just don't get this. Boom, pickle. That's what I'm tasting now. Pickle. Big, juicy pickle, and it continues to evolve. It doesn't pound you over the head. If you're not paying attention, you could miss it, but it is there, right? Like you took the last bite of a sandwich, and there was a lot of pickle in that last bite. because I'm still getting a little of that bread, and then I'm getting pickle. A total savory bourbon, which I think will make a great Manhattan. I could be wrong. I'm going to try it after this, but I think it'll make a great Manhattan. Either way, I'm very thrilled with this choice, and I hope that you'll come by and take one home for yourself, unless you hate pickles. If you hate pickles, skip it. There's tons of bourbons out there, right? You don't have to just buy it because, it's new. It's a Keith selection. I try to choose crowd pleasers like popcorn, but I also try to choose ones that are very specific and unique, like the pickle, like the humidor, right? I want to have different tastes each and every time out. And when you go in for taste specificity, some people are just not going to be on board, and that's fine. That's great. That's why there's so many bottles and flavors and tastes to choose from, and that's also the thrill of a single barrel, is that you can go to one distillery on one trip and come back with 5 barrels that all have completely different taste profiles. I mean, that's the whole point of doing a barrel selection. So, thank you for watching. If you're intrigued, stop by. The pickle is on sale now. Who knows how long it'll last? 3 of the 4 barrels from last week are gone already, right? They go fast, folks. So if this intrigues you, stop on by, grab a couple, and I'm going to get back to work. Thanks for watching.